Hey, happy Easter. Today there's like so much going on that sometimes it's hard to know what to say about the good things. But the story goes, while it's still dark, Mary Magdalene goes to Jesus's tomb, and she freaks out when she sees that the entrance to the tomb is open, and she's positive they've just the people have stolen Jesus's body, and she's standing outside the tomb and she's crying, and somebody says hey, why are you crying? And she says, they've taken my Lord and I don't know where they put him. And then he just says her name. He just says Mary. And then all of a sudden she realizes it's not the gardener, that it's him. And she's completely overwhelmed and I imagine just so full of joy and love. And he's just he's like, look, I can't stay, but I will leave you the comforter. I will leave you this is the big switch that happens when Jesus tells his disciples I have to go, but I'm not really gone. And then he explains the Holy Spirit to them, where he's I'm still going to be here. I'm going to be the comforter. And then it's in this resurrection, the guy they thought that everyone had killed is suddenly alive. Everything that they explained to him, it makes them realize this thing that Frederick Buechner said this great thing. He said, I think a lot of us are here just in this place in Lent because we know the worst thing. Maybe we knew it before, maybe for sure we've seen it now, but we knew the worst thing. And Lent gave us a chance to say that honestly. But Frederick Buechner says the best thing about the resurrection, he says that the worst thing about the world isn't the last thing. It's the second to last thing. The last thing is the best thing. And the last thing is that death has been conquered. It's a big topic. I'll just say what that has meant to me as a person who has been often sick, very sick. When people would talk about death has been conquered, it was a mix of pain and gratitude. The pain comes from the fact that yes, but I still have cancer now. Kind of yes, but I still have to live in this now. And the brokenness of everything, the not completeness, makes Easter beautiful and painful because it's still in the future. The thing, it's just the most amazing part of the loop of this story is the thing that Jesus does in the past is a story about the future. And it's a story about the present because it's pulling us toward where we're going, which is that God never really meant for us to live this way, the way where it's not done yet. That in the meantime that we're going to need the comforter and we're going to need each other because we actually can't make it without each other. But that the resurrection is the promise for later, and it's also kind of the promise for now, because it tells us look, the worst thing isn't the last thing. I'm still working. Beautiful things are still happening. Resurrection is still possible now in our lives because Jesus wouldn't let anything, not even death, be the last thing. So that to me is the great hope of Easter, is that it's the promise that in the end, we're never actually going to be apart. And in the meantime, that we will trust that community and this mysterious and beautiful comfort that God promises is here for us already. And now I can hear my kids stirring. We're going to do an Easter egg hunt. Things are going to happen. All right, my loves, have a beautiful Easter.